So we all saw in the episode Truth just how intense season 4 will be, with every episode going to leave us with the same impact as Cat Blanc. Now the Lucanet ship has already sank before it even got the chance to sail, which leaves us wondering, what's in store for Adrigami in season 4? Will it suffer the same fate as Lucanet? And if so, why? But most importantly, how? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Cartoon Hotspot, and if you want to find out how I think the Adrigami breakup will happen and why the ship Adrigami was never destined to work out, then don't go anywhere without giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and turn on that bell button for post notifications. Let's begin. So before we get into the real tea of this video, let's first take a step back and ask ourselves this question. What is Adrigami? What does the ship Adrigami actually mean? In season 2, we're introduced to a new character, Kagami Tsurugi, who becomes Adrien's second love interest. The two are similar in terms of upbringing, with both having been sheltered for most of their childhood by their overly protective, borderline emotionally abusive parents. By the end of season 3, after coming to terms with the painful reality that Ladybug may never return romantic feelings, Adrien pursues a romantic relationship with Kagami, though not before a very awkward, almost kiss. Now we can get into why Adrigami as a ship was never going to work, apart from the obvious answer that Adrien is already confirmed to be endgame by the end of the series. And just to clear the air, I don't think Adrigami is a toxic ship. In fact, I'd argue that it's a healthy ship and in some moments can actually be really cute. However, it's only healthy as a friendship. And here's why. Kagami and Adrien are two similar yet completely different people. And you guys are probably thinking, what? The Cartoon Hotspot, how can they be so similar yet completely different? That doesn't even make sense. But the thing is, it makes perfect sense. So let me break it down. Kagami and Adrien are similar in the sense that they both have abusive parents who have pushed their kids so far with the idea that they have to be perfect to be respectable in society. In other words, Gabriel and Kagami's mother have brought their children up in such a manner that neither of them feel comfortable enough to be themselves, their true selves, around their parents. When you take their parents out of the picture, you find that Kagami and Adrien can actually be pretty laid back. They can let loose and just be teenagers and enjoy themselves. Want proof? Here's your proof.
Being disobedient is really entertaining. I've never had so much fun in my life. Are you kidding? No, why? No reason.
You should have seen your face, Kagami. Oh.
Now for how they are different. First of all, both are complex and interesting characters, and I feel like the writers missed a huge opportunity when they decided to make Adrigami go down the romance route rather than a platonic route. It definitely would have shaped the series differently and served us some great character development for both characters, but in particular Adrien. Now Adrien is sweet, kind, always willing to help a friend when they need it. He's reserved, but as we know as Cat Noir, he's outgoing, energetic, super confident, and can be quite the jokester. Despite his upbringing and lack of social interaction as a kid, you'd expect Adrien to be cold, basically the opposite of everything I just described him as. Actually, in the early production days of Miraculous, where the show was originally going to be an anime, Adrien was cold-hearted and hostile. And to be honest, I would be interested to see how that would have played out. Whereas Kagami is very ambitious, yet she lacks personality. Kagami can come across as cold, intimidating, and someone you do not want to mess with. Yet deep down, she's actually super sweet. Well, when she's around Marina and Adrien, that is. The difference between Kagami and Adrien is that Kagami likes to take charge and to feel in control, whereas Adrien is sort of passive and rarely steps out of his comfort zone. And because of how different they are, it means that they're not a good fit for each other. We've seen in some scenes how controlling Kagami can be. For example, in the episode Frozen, where Adrien tries speaking for himself, but she ends up answering for him.
Adrien aggressed, I can see it now! Grace and style model and professional ice skating champion! If you take lessons with me, I'll have you shining like the candles on a birthday cake!
Maybe?
He already does fencing with me.
For a relationship to work, it has to be a two-way system. Not one person making decisions for their partner, otherwise that's bound to spell problems and complications. But neither of this is Kagami's fault, of course, and it shows just how harmful the effects of abuse and solitude, especially abuse from parents, can be. Both characters suffer from being sheltered from the world, yet the impact it had on them are completely different, and that goes to show that the effects of abuse can take different forms. Adrien, having lacked social interaction with kids his age, craves to be around people and is very warm and open to meeting new people, compared to Kagami, who puts up this cold, hostile front and doesn't really know how to approach or talk to people in a non-intimidating way, which is why Adrigami as a ship will never work. Having said this, I don't think Kagami and Adrien are actually in love, or better yet, I don't think they even have romantic feelings for each other, but they believe they do. We know Adrien is madly in love with Ladybug, and it doesn't look like his feelings will fade anytime soon. However, he does have slight feelings for Kagami. Because Kagami and Adrien are so similar given their upbringing, they can both relate to each other and they understand each other, so it's easy for them to believe that they are in love when really they're not. And this is evident through how Adrien behaves around Kagami. In the season 3 finale, Kagami leans in to kiss Adrien, who initially looks happy and comfortable, but then he retracts, saying,
No. I mean, yes. It's the first time that I thought it would be different.
Adrien states he thought it'd be different, and that he isn't ready for a kiss. Now, if he genuinely did have feelings for Kagami, he would not have hesitated at all. In other words, when you truly love someone, you would not have second thoughts. So how will Adrigami break up in season 4? Well, a few days ago, Gloob released a small spoiler from the upcoming episode Lie. In the video, there's a short snippet of Kagami going in for a kiss, to which Adrien looks uncomfortable, and then in another screenshot Gloob released, it looks like there's an awkward tension between them. My take is that Adrien must have stopped the kiss and Kagami gets embarrassed, and that's how she gets akumatized. Interestingly enough, it was confirmed that Truth and Lie are parallel episodes to one another, which makes sense as to why we barely got to see Adrien in the episode Truth. So whilst Luca and Marinette were hanging out, Adrien and Kagami were also spending time together. So that means Lie will mainly be told from Adrien's point of view. In another snippet, we see a finger pointing at Adrien, and then he looks kind of surprised. I'm guessing that this is after Kagami gets deakumatized, and this is where the intense breakup happens. Kagami probably says something along the lines of, "Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to me. I know you don't actually have feelings for me." I don't know, but if any of you guys want to comment down what you think is being said here, then by all means go ahead and I'll be sure to respond. At first I thought, what is the point of Adrigami and Lucanette breaking up in the first and second episode of season 4 if they just became canon in the last episode of season 3? And then it occurred to me that it sets up the possibility of a reverse love square and a reveal. I have a whole video which will be uploaded next week on how I think the reveal could happen in season 4, but most importantly, why it needs to happen in season 4. So be on the lookout for that. To conclude, just like Lucanette, Adrigami was never destined to work out for the reasons I listed in this video. Remember, Kagami advised Adrien to change target, but it seems to me she'll probably be taking her own advice in the episode Lie. I have a strong feeling that the Adrigami breakup will leave us crushed. And unlike the Lucanette breakup, Adrien and Kagami will end on bad terms, and there might be a little bit of tension between Kagami and Marinette. I just hope this breakup doesn't paint Kagami in a negative light, because for some reason she already gets tons of hate which she does not deserve. Okay, shoutouts for this week. Shoutouts to Bruh, Smita Fatek, LK6 Channel, BDA Gaming X, and Marishat Power. And for next week's shoutouts, if you want to shout out, let me know down in the comment section below who your favorite character is, and I'll pick 3 or 4 people to shout out. As for today, this brings our video to an end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down your thoughts. Bye!